Good morning, everybody. Tracy Brown here. Sorry it's a little dark, but I don't want the big bright light over my head. That's better. Okay. So good morning. I'm kind of pre-recording this video, this live Q&A, to talk a little bit about, and I'm open to your questions anytime, by the way. So just put them in there. If there's a lot of questions, I save them for a Friday to answer them all at once. But today, I think we're just going to talk about, honestly, when our clients come from diet culture, from months or years of disordered eating, when we talk about self-care, a lot of times they don't know what they like to do, because they've spent so much time and all of their energy and all of their focus on food and avoiding food rules, going to the gym. How can they avoid opportunities to eat things that they don't think they can control, all of that. And so it's kind of, I'm always really gentle when I talk about self-care because, again, I don't want it to come up in the place of shame of, well, just go ride a bike or go do things when maybe they're having trouble leaving the house. So I think a step back in the exploration is just asking people what they like to do. And oftentimes they don't know what they like to do. They've lost that. And I'll share you my story real quick about that but basically it was just a reminder to me about some people know what they like to do, and they just need to encouragement to have permission to jump in and do it, make time for it in their busy schedules, whatever it is. Some people just don't know. I remember I was a sophomore in college, and my focus was like reducing my compulsive exercise. I was going multiple times a day. I'm not going to be triggery, so I'm going to leave it at that, how long and how much and what I did. But let's just say it took lots of time in my day. So one of those sessions, I decided I'm not going to go. I'm just not going to go today. It was kind of a big deal to go do it, to be honest, because I had to drag an extra set of it. It was super inconvenient, so there's a little bit more mobilization to not do it, just because it was hard to do it, and I did it anyway. So anyway. It was I can look back on that time. I was like, I don't know, 19, 20 years old. Probably not 20. Probably one of the hardest 2 hours I've ever had in my life. And, this is 20 years later. I still remember it because it's like I didn't go to the campus gym. And I just got like, what am I going to do? And I thought, okay, what did I used to, I had to sit in my car. What did I like to do as a kid? This is the exploration I want you to do with your clients. What did you do as a kid? What did you like? I liked to read. I liked history. I liked to go to the mall with my grandma. And, I like softball and sports, and I like red. That's all I'm for sure about. That's it. So I really and it was painful because most of the things I wasn't going to go do. I wasn't going to play softball myself. I really didn't have the brain capacity at that point to read anything that wasn't school related. And I really don't want to hang out with my grandma. So I went to the mall though. And I went to that mall and I felt like a zombie just walking around looking at things. It didn't really mean anything to me. And it was kind of sad, but also I needed to do it because I needed to kind of wake myself up of like, wow, this chronic food preoccupation has stolen my life and me growing up to have other interests and do other things. And I walked a circle probably in the mall. It only took 20 minutes maybe. I think I walked slow, so maybe 30. I had 2 hours to kill, by the way. So I thought. I sat in my car and I bawled and I cried. And I wasn't a big crier at that time, just because I had so suppressed so much. So I cried, I don't know, for 20, 30 minutes. And it was good. It was so good to recognize like all I had maybe lost. And then it depends on who your client is. If you need to like bring them more compassion in this moment when they're trying to figure out what they like, be gentle about how much they're willing to brainstorm if they want to do something, or maybe that's enough for that day. Maybe they can't move. That was the chunk of work that needed to be done that day, and that's it. For me, when I recognized that, like, it made me sad, but it also made me kind of mad. And I was just willing to I don't know how I was going to like build more of myself or how it was going to happen, but I was more open to being curious at that point to at least try some stuff. So that's all we want to get to with our clients is some curiosity about I wonder what that would be like. You kind of have an interest in that. What if you did it with no pressure to have to like it or do it again, just like with food? So I think this step back in terms of like, I know we have self-care lists for our clients and we encourage them to make them and maybe we make them with them. But sometimes we need to unpack it just a step back because maybe they just can't get there without that moment. So I know I couldn't. I wouldn't have just been able to go do stuff because I was just so blocked, and I needed, I kind of did that walking action to start to feel those feelings. So you might even end up, if you work with clients in your community, I've done lots of things like that where we meet somewhere and we just walk, and that reminds them of what it's like to be out in the world, being and doing something. And so I encourage you all to do things like that too. And restaurant visits are always good, but I also think what's important are things like that, walking places, meeting somewhere at a little shop somewhere, just to be out. If you're able to do those things, I encourage you as well. So I think that's it for now. I hope you all have a great day. I'm open for all questions today. It's Q&A Friday, so we didn't do a live video about that today, but I will be answering questions. So I hope you all have a great week, and I'm going to be adding more resources as the weeks go by that aren't mine, so don't worry. There'll be more stuff coming, but we're just kind of getting going with this group and enjoying connecting. So thank you all so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.